All right, guys, my name is Justin Henslin, and I fight out at Xtreme Gracie in Mineola, Florida.
With this COVID situation, how has your training and preparation been going for you?
All right, so yeah, it's definitely being affected. I was getting some rounds in for a while with my buddy Robert Pitbull Mazzoline, which did an interview with you guys a couple weeks back. I do have one guy that I've been training with and just kind of keeping it on the low. Nothing too crazy, nothing too harsh, just trying to pass my time. But it definitely has hindered just because I don't get to see the rest of my team. So I only see a couple guys here and there.
Your martial arts background, where did you start from the beginning with, I know you do a lot of MMA. Were you fighting in something else before this?
Yeah, I did Taekwondo when I was a kid, like young, and eventually got into sports and everything, did that round, and then my uncle was really on me about doing Jiujitsu. And I was kind of like hesitant at first because it's just like, I don't know, man, we'll see. I went, fell in love with it, joined up, and then stopped for a while so I can go back to high school, finish football, and finish up that career. And then 2010, I got back into it, found my love for it again. I've been going at it since, and just past March 2017, I started doing the kickboxing portion, and definitely fallen in love with the kickboxing, but jiu-jitsu is my roots. So I do have a black belt, and so that's where I'm at now.
As far as a fighter, your style, what would you say stylistically? You're more of a ground and pound wrestling? Do you have, or are you just kind of working on your style right now? What would you say?
Definitely working on my style. I mean, a lot of people know me now just more of a striker. That's what I've been predominantly doing the last couple of years, but it's definitely a work in progress, and I haven't really found myself as an MMA fighter yet, what exactly and how exactly I'm going to go about fights.
With your black belt, where did you achieve this black belt from?
I achieved it at Xtreme Gracie under Professor Nick Recanati. A lot of you guys know Nick Recanati is a big name in the game. His son passed away in 2015, Nicholas Recanati. So it's definitely getting that black belt under Nick and the circumstances that happened to his son. For him to still be active in this game and then get my black belt from that family name is probably the best thing that's ever happened.
Stand-up game, I see that you have Duane Ludwig. I've seen you on your Instagram with pictures of him with the gym. Have you trained under him, or are you just taking some of his classes?
Yeah, so no, we're actually we are affiliated with Bang Muay Thai. I have trained with Boss Rutan way back in the past. Actually, my old gym I was at, and then previously, not too long ago, he came down. I do train under Duane. I'm currently one of his blue belts, and so yeah, I mean, definitely. Probably one of the greatest strikers I've ever seen, and it's an honor to be learning under Duane.
Nice. As let's say stylistically, how is he as a coach? I've always wanted to know that because I would like to train under him one day.
No, for sure. So stylistically, man, he really breaks down philosophy. Definitely, I mean, he was a big Bruce Lee fan, so he's all about the martial art aspect of it. It's like his techniques are similar to katas. And the way he just breaks stuff down, he actually, I think it was before my last title fight back in August, he came in May when I received my blue belt. He actually pulled me aside and worked with me and my coach, Rich Cruz, on a certain combo. I mean, with me being a heavyweight, all the guys are a lot taller than me. So he was really working one-on-one with me, which I thought was awesome because it's like to have a big name like that, actually take time and break down a combo for you, and then turn around and be like, all right, hey, let's go show it. So I actually got to show a move that he created, like for me. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Going back to your championships, I know you fight for Combat Night. Are you a belt holder right now? Understanding in your weight class right now.
All right, so yeah, I'm a heavyweight right now. I am transitioning to getting down to a lower weight. Just simply tired of fighting these giants, and I've noticed a trend. I keep fighting the same guys because there's just not that many heavyweights. I was a champion, the heavyweight kickboxing champ, for almost about a year. I received it in October of 2018, and then I just lost recently to PJ Jackson, which was a phenomenal fight. If you guys ever get a chance to watch that fight, please do. Unfortunately, I lost it to him, but definitely, I mean, he deserved it. I mean, we went to war, and it was a great time. So unfortunately, right now, I'm not a title holder, but I do plan on getting a title back.
fighting for Mitchell Chamale at his combat night. Would you say that's a great organization to stay with as you see him excelling in his promotions?
Oh, 100%. Mitchell will definitely succeed and excel beyond measures, man. It's funny. I talk to a lot of guys about combat night. It's almost like combat night's the UFC. And then, you have some of these other guys that are like kind of like the Bellators, the king of the cages. So it's like, for me, I know Combat Night has strong ties to a lot of the top organizations like Bellator, One Championship, and also UFC. So, I mean, definitely it's something to take in consideration. Obviously, he's had multiple guys and girls go to these big leagues. So it's like, definitely it's something, it's like, I want to stay loyal to them. I told them, I was a loyal champion to them, and I told them that I wouldn't fight anywhere else but them. So it's what I want to keep my loyalty to. I want to stay fighting for them. I just want to get my weight down so I have more opportunities to fight.
Nice. So I don't want to jump off the topic a little bit, but back to this COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you considered to be an essential worker? How is that? Because a lot of people are facing this financial crunch. Are you having any issues with that going on?
No, I'm still considered essential, because I do go in and clean the gym. We want to make sure it's tip top, so when we do get back to a regular day basis, that everybody comes into just a nice clean gym. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm an essential worker. I'm not in the front line like our medical staff and all these other companies, so I'm not as at risk, but I'm still considered an essential employee, making sure the Xtreme Gracie gym is going to be clean and just spotless, so when you guys return, we'll be good to go.
Get kind of in your personal business, but are you a family man, married, or you have kids, anything like that?
Currently I'm engaged. I do have a kid, my daughter Layla, which is 1 year old, and she's going to be 2 in November. Love my family to death. Would go to war for them. And yeah, man, I just my beautiful fiance Kiyomari. She blessed me with the most beautiful daughter in the world. So I'm very, very big family man.
So that goes to my next question. Being on this lockdown, kind of having everything kind of panicky, does that bring you closer to your family, for people that may be having trouble with their relationships and things like that?
Yeah, definitely. Me and Kiyo, we have gotten closer. We've definitely argued a lot more, which I'm not proud of, but we've definitely gotten closer, and I've definitely gotten to spend a lot more time with my daughter. Many of you guys know I work at the gym Monday through Friday. I'm usually there all day, so this time I'm getting with my daughter, I'm really treasuring and loving every minute of it.
With that, is that actually one of the questions I always want to know? Where did you start from the fighting? It's not a sport for everyone. Where does that come from? Where does that desire to have to actually want to be a part of mixed martial arts?
Oh man, so yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, man. When I first started, I was a big sissy. I didn't want to fight. I was just there to learn jiu-jitsu and just go on my way, and then as we opened up Xtreme Gracie, I started getting more into that fighter mentality, but I never took that step. I've always told you guys, I want to fight, but deep down I was a little scared. And then like I was saying earlier, once Nicholas passed away, it kind of gave me that fire, because I know it was something he always wanted to see me do. So I got the fire lit under me, and I told my professor, Nick Recanati, in March of 2017, I do want to fight. Here comes September. My first organization I fought for was American Combat League with Juan. That's where I got my start, and man, I've been going at it since. Like I said, I was very scared at first, but then I talked to Brandon, which is Nick's son. I just told him finally, I was like, you know what? I'm not scared to get knocked out. I'm not scared to get hit in the face. I'm not scared of anything breaking. I've almost I come to terms with everything in the fight game before I even took my first fight. So it's literally like I have no fear when I go in these fights.
So with you fighting, what does your fiance think about that?
It's definitely a love-hate relationship. It's tough, she doesn't want to see me get punched in the face, and same with my parents. They don't want to see your kid, your baby boy, get punched. But she's come to terms with it. The last fight I had with PJ, the title fight, man, she finally saw my hard work finally come into play. Like I said, unfortunately, I got the loss, but like I said, guys, and if you can go back and watch that fight, or if you can talk to anybody about that fight, it was definitely a showing of a lot of determination, will, and just toughness, man. It was a very technical, clean, hard-hitting fight. So if you guys can ever get to watch it, man, please do. But going back to Keo, and she just, like I said, it's a love-hate. You know, it's like moments where she just hates it, but then it's like she almost becomes a fan of the sport again, and it's just kind of like she doesn't see me as her husband or fiance or whatever you want to call it, but more of just, you know, I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter now. I'm not just Justin, I'm a fighter. So it's a love-hate relationship.
One of my questions, can you remember what it was like for your first fight with the walkout, the preparation? Do you have a fight anywhere in your mind that actually just kind of sets in your, like, this is your inspiration? Your first fight, second fight, third fight?
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely my first fight. You know, the nerves, you know, I've never done this before. You know, I played football, been in front of crowds. So, I mean, I've done jiu-jitsu tournaments, and just knowing you're walking in to get punched, like, it's not the easiest feeling in the world. But man, what I can take out of that is just my cardio. You know, the timekeeper messed up the time. The first round, I believe, went 4 minutes, which kickboxing, it's 3 2-minute rounds. My first round went 4 minutes, and then we come back, they realize, like, oh, we messed up. And then we come back out, and then they mess it up again. So now it's like another 3-minute round or so that I heard. And then finally, the last round was a 2-minute round. And for me to just keep that pace, and that fight will always go down in, like, probably the most shocking to me, because it's not only did, like, we fight, but I never gassed out. I never, like, my cardio withheld everything wrong in that fight. You know, and that's what, you know, Rich Cruz and Nick Recanati, that's what they instill in me in training, you know, is just don't gas out. You know, we will never lose to a fight being gassed. So with Xtreme Gracie, you'll never see any of our guys lose to being gassed out.
Right now, once they release this COVID thing out the lockdown, where do you see yourself, like, fight progression-wise? Finally, I know you're engaged. Where do you see yourself going from here, like, from this point on in time?
Oh man, as soon as this stuff's let up, man, I can get back with the gym family. I mean, it's go time. You know, I want to get down to the weight I can be, that I know I can be, and I just want to get in there and start scrapping again, man. I want to bring another title back to my gym. I definitely felt like I let them down that last title fight. I mean, I know a lot of people were excited about it and said good job, but anytime you lose, especially for me, losing a title like the way I did, yeah, it was a good way to lose. It wasn't like, you know, I took it bad, I was bad-mouthing anybody, but it still hurts. You know, it still hurts because it's like, you know, that's like your baby. You know, you want to protect your baby, you know, you want to protect your family, and I felt like I let my family down with the gym. You know, just like my gym family down by losing that fight. So I definitely want to get in there. Hope one day maybe I can avenge that loss against PJ. Definitely a fight I think fans would want to see, and yeah, man, I just want to get in there and get the grind back and take the next title.
From that last fight, what would you say the issue was in that fight? Like, did you put your heart and soul in it? Everything was like you had the complete package, but things go wrong. Do you know exactly where it went wrong, or he was just a better man, or do you know?
At that day, man, it was just, you know, he was the better fighter, the better man. There's no excuses on my part. I came in ready to rock, man, and he did too. You know, definitely, I mean, out of the couple of guys I fought, you know, I kind of just would take it easy, you know, but this one was just like, you know, I never fought PJ. I know his coach, which is Jim Ehlers. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. I'm so sorry. The Beast, yeah. And so we knew that was going to be a tough fight. Didn't really know much on PJ. I know he was a big wrestler, big boxer. So when we got in the cage and started doing the kickboxing, you know, he was just kind of doing the bully, just get me up against the cage and just beat me up. Which, I mean, hey, awesome work, man. You did great. You did your job. But, you know, it just that's where that's where it kind of just went wrong. Just because I'm not used to being backed up into the corner like that and just kind of taking shots. So props to him. He did his job. But, I mean, I didn't go down without a fight. I definitely swung back. I know I knocked him down at one point in the 4th round, the beginning of the round. And so yeah, the win did not come easy for him.
I always ask people, were you, especially you being with Combat Night, Bellator or UFC? Is that like would you rather, if you had an option or a contract that came down in front of you, what would you take, or does it really matter?
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, everybody's always saying, you know, it's money, 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 but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, being a true martial artist, you know, you got to go where you're going to be well known, obviously, and then just who's going to take care of you. So at that point, I mean, for me, it's just, who's going to take care of me. And honest to God, man, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Bellator, UFC, that's the top of the two games. I mean, along right there with one championship rising. And it's just like, I would probably have to go UFC just because the name. The name, to get my name out there and help get our gym on the map.
With you fighting, have you acquired any sponsorships or any, are you reaching out to them, or have they reached out to you, or is that for people like that?
No. So yeah, I definitely got a few. They've all been really good help. My barber, he sponsors me, and man, he hooks me up with the free haircuts. Doesn't have to do it, but he does it. And definitely after all this is over, I'm not going to let him cut my hair for free for a while, because I want to help him get back to getting on the same page, man, just getting that money back in his pocket to help him out. I know he always tells me don't worry about it, but that feels like something as much as he's done for me, I got to repay him somehow. Fat Boy Jiu-Jitsu, he just sent me a gi and a couple combat night shirts, which was awesome. Definitely wasn't expecting. I don't expect anything from anybody. I just kind of go and just, if people send me stuff, oh man, I appreciate that, and then I give them a nice big shout out. But I mean, I'm not one to just sit there and be like, oh, I need this, I need that, I need this, because I don't. I have a gym where I train for free because I work there. I have all the gear because one of my sponsors take care of me. Another sponsor I have is Southern Nutrition. They help me with all my nutritional stuff. McLean Family Farms. I don't know if you guys probably heard of them, but the Uncle Matt's orange juice. I'm tied with that family. The owner of that company, McLean Family Farms, he trains at our gym, and boom, that's another one, big supporter. And then I'm also in the talks and works with Team Reaper. So I am in the works with them, just waiting to get the contract all taken care of.
If we wanted to go to Xtreme, tell us a little bit about that. Where is it located for a lot of people that may not know?
All right, so yeah, Xtreme Gracie, it's in Mineola, Florida. Little hole on the map, pretty much. But if you just come like straight down from Highway 50 from Orlando, if you go west, if you go west all the way to 27, you'll take a 27 north. You're gonna go north, and maybe like 4 or 5 miles up the road.
Would you say this is a family-friendly gym, or is it kind of like a family-oriented, or is it more like a rough and rugged kind of only certain type of fighters can be there? What would you describe this gym?
Oh, we're definitely family first, man. Family first. We don't have like the big fighting school, like Fusion Excel, which awesome gym, awesome crew. But we don't have that. Just get in there and just want to beat each other up and just get after it. We just have that more of like, we're more kid friendly. We just come in, train with your family. But we do have, including myself with a couple other guys, that we do have that. Let's get in there and just bang. Let's get in there and just let's have some fun. Definitely wish a couple more of the guys would get in there with us, but man, family gym, I love it. There's no hostility. You just come in and you train for your own reason. It's like a tattoo I have. It's my life, my journey, and that's what everybody else can do. It's just come in, live your life, make it your journey, and just go on about that way.
I like that. So really, like a bonus question, if you had any fight, or any fighter actually, to say that you would get in the ring with right now in your weight class to fight, like a celebrity match, who would it be right now?
Oof. Man, that's tough. I don't know, I'd probably get knocked out by every single one of them, but you know what?
Say if it was for an Nigerian event.
You know what? Fat boy to fat boy, I think I would try to fight Roy Nelson. Why not? I'm a fat boy jiu-jitsu athlete, so why not try to get in there? And I know it probably won't end well for me, but hey, you know what? It'll be worth a shot. The worst thing that can happen is I learned something.
Definitely. Have you, with any of the fighters that are in the pros, do you have anybody that's like a motivating force behind you? Do you try to emulate their styles, or do you have any, just your favorites? Do you have any?
Definitely by far, Forrest Griffin. He was Ultimate Fighter 1 champ. Like, he went in there and took care of business against Stephan Bonner, and to see them both get a contract off that fight was probably the most encouraging thing. When it comes to emulating fighters, I just try to take from everybody. I enjoy learning the art. So when it comes to taking certain pieces from certain people, I mean, I look at everybody and I'll try to take something. So it doesn't matter who, what league, what amateur, pro, white belt, coral belt. I mean, it just, whoever's got something to offer me, I will learn.
With that philosophy, it's just more of like a training question for your weight cut. Is it a difficult process for you? I should have asked you that earlier, but it's like a difficult process for you to be at your weight class and then you want to move down. Are you doing, what is it, light heavyweight? Are you going from heavyweight to light heavyweight? Yeah. Is it difficult for you, or is it?
It's definitely difficult. I mean, because it is, you know, it's essentially, you know, I got to lose a whole person off of me. So, I mean, it is pretty tough in that aspect. I mean, we're talking going from fighting at normally 265 to 270 to 205. So, I mean, it's not necessarily losing a whole person, but it's up there. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. I definitely found out it is pretty hard to stay on a consistent diet because it's, man, you drive home, it's like you smell food. You know, right outside of our gym, actually, we have a pizzeria. So it's like you walk out the door, it's like garlic bread. It's like, that's not good. Like, you just, so it's tough, man. And, you know, you drive down the road, and this is anywhere, and you see the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, and all the crap food, man. It's just like, it's just so easy to go get it because it's convenient. You know,
that's why I asked, because there may be people watching you, and I know the weight cuts are very, very difficult. Do you have any advice for people that are trying to do that, to stay in your head? What is your best advice on that?
All right, so yeah, the biggest thing, man, is you know, just time your weight cut. Obviously, you know, you don't want to cut it all too fast. You don't want to cut it in one big bulk, because then, you know, say you cut it the day before, then the fight, you're going to come out sluggish. You know, and unfortunately, I've seen fighters cut a certain amount of weight and then just come out and not perform because they're just dead. When it comes to my cuts, I look at it, I schedule it. You know, I make myself, okay, the week before the fight, you know, like say if I'm weighing in at 265, and I'll be like, okay, I'm about 290 walking around, so I know I got to cut about 30 pounds. So I would say, maybe the week before the fight, I'm at like about 275. And then when coming in for the week of the fight, I want to be at that 270 mark. So that way now I just got a few pounds to cut, and then if I do have to hit the sauna, it's not for a long period of time. I think one time I went in, I believe for my first title fight with Chris Horn, I had all my weight cut, and then literally I spent maybe 30 minutes on the sauna to get down to a heavyweight class.
For the younger generation that want to get into like mixed martial arts, kickboxing, do you have any advice for them? It's not to just jump in there and get their Instagram page boosted, and it's just actually a lot of work put into this. Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, guys, just train. Like I said, you know, I told my professor, the owner of our gym, you know, I wanted to fight in March of 2017. I didn't get a fight until that September. Then remember, guys, that September 2017 is when we had the big Hurricane Irma come through. So it was definitely, if anything, I learned from that and what I can pass down from my knowledge, just train your butt off, man. Get in the gym, do what you got to do. Don't talk about it. Just get in there and do it. You know, we have a lot of guys that come, I hear it all the time, oh, I want to be a fighter, I want to be a UFC fighter, I want to do this, I want to do that. All right, well, come in and train. Let's train first, and then, you know, we'll go from there. And unfortunately, those are the guys that just kind of wither away, or they don't show up anymore. And it sucks, because it's, you know, I don't want to sit there and turn somebody down from wanting to fight, but you got to realize, you know, it's not just something you can just go and jump in a cage. You got to think this guy that you're fighting might have been fighting for 10 years plus, and maybe just never had an amateur fight. So, you know, and I know from my perspective, you know, my coaches, they're not going to put me in harm's way. So what did I have to do? Just like I'm telling you guys, just get in there, train, don't talk about it. When the coaches see you're ready, they'll let you go. They'll let you go to work.
Thank you, Justin, for taking the time out of your day to do this interview. Like I said, I hope everything works out with your engagement, family situation. I hope you're staying safe with the COVID. One of my questions, are you one of them out there panicking with the toilet paper and the hand sanitizer? Are you?
No, actually, no, I'm not, man. I actually had a lady here in town a couple days ago. She had a mask on, and I walked into the gas station to get a drink, and I didn't have gloves or a mask. And she kind of gave me a dirty look, and I was just like thinking to myself, and I finally was just like, you know, you can still catch it not wearing gloves even though you're wearing a mask, right? Just saying. And I just kind of walked away. I felt bad, but don't look at me a certain way, you know. It's just like, you know, you have your beliefs and the way you want to go about things. I have my ways. Fortunately, you know, thank God, you know, I haven't gotten sick yet, and I pray nobody else gets sick, and I pray that everybody gets healed of this virus that's going around, so we can just get back to our normal daily lives, or just even better daily life.
Thank you, and I'm looking forward to your up and coming fight when this lockdown situation is over. Super fan, very motivating. Hope to see you. Stay train hard, and stay out of trouble.
Yes, sir. We'll do it. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate it.